Hello YouTube, I am back again for another live video. In today's live video, I want to talk to you about Monsters Inc. and a potential sequel that a lot of people want, including me. And last night, I watched a video of this guy named Seamus was talking about why a sequel would be a bad idea. And even though he had some good points, I still think it could work. And just let me explain. Uh, First of all, the sequel has a very specific story that I really love that was going to be made years ago when Circle 7, which was owned by Disney or Pixar or whatever, was going to make just exclusively sequels to Pixar movies. And I'm kind of glad that Circle 7 kind of closed in a way because we were originally going to have Toy Story 2 come to VHS and it was going to be shorter. We wouldn't have the Toy Story 2 that we all know and love. So I'm thankful that Circle 7 got closed down, for that reason. But their story idea for Monsters Inc. was that it was going to be called Monsters Inc. 2 Lost in Scaradise. And Mike and Sully were going to go visit Boo for her birthday. And when they go through the door, she's gone. And they had to find her, to, celebrate her birthday and possibly, get home. And I personally really love the story. Like, I'm campaigning, in a way, to get Pixar to be like, tell Pixar, hey, I like this idea. I'd pay money to see this. And even though I don't dislike Monsters University, it didn't live up to Monsters Inc. Because even though it was nice to see how Mike and Sully met, and I gotta admit, little Mike in the beginning of Monsters University was so freaking adorable. The prequel, even though it was, okay, good, the story didn't grasp me like the first, like Monsters Inc. did. And, I know the reason why they made a prequel was because, they didn't want to answer questions about Boo. Because a lot of people want to know, what did Boo do when she grew up? What was her life like as a teenager, adult, whatever. And, I thought it's like, who exactly said that in the Monsters Inc. 2, Boo would have to be so much older? Because, it's animation. You could do a sequel 20 years later, and you can make them look the exact same as they did 20 years ago. And, that's why, I believe that, uh, it could work in that sense that, you don't have, it's not like a real person. You don't have to worry about them getting older. You can make Boo the exact same, which I'm campaigning, if they ever make a sequel, God bless. Uh, if they ever make a sequel, I'm, I personally want Boo to be around the same age she was in the first one, because she's just so cute. And how could you not want to see that adorable face again for a second time? And this idea about them, Mike and Sully, going into our world, I find very interesting and exciting. And I know Seamus was saying that, how could you make this story interesting for interesting and entertaining for like an hour and so minutes. And he has a good point, but I have faith in Disney. Like, they could come up with funny little things that happen to Mike and Sully while they're trying to navigate through our world. Like, say in the beginning when they go through the door, uh, someone was here. Uh, like, say, near the beginning when Mike and Sully go through the door, instead of Boo in that room, there's a couple sleeping, and Mike and Sully are going by the window, and Mike or Sully bump something, and it wakes one of them up, or both of them up, and they just look and they see, outlines of uh, someone there, and they think, it's someone's breaking in, and they beat the shit out of them. Now you might say, what the heck? Why wouldn't they be like, a monster? Maybe they could think, we're tired, we're not seeing correctly, we're not thinking correctly. And they could, beat them up and throw them out, literally. Uh, and then from there, they'd have to figure out how to hide from the humans and also figure out how to get to Boo. And, I know a lot of people, like I said, want to know what Boo does as an adult, what her life is like. And I thought, there's ways that if they make a sequel with Boo, like pretty much the same age as the first one, that they could give little hints, about what she does later on in life. Like, maybe Mike and Sully are in her room celebrating her birthday, and there's, like, pictures on the wall and, like, certain things she likes, and, you get little, you think, oh, maybe she's a pilot when she gets older, maybe she's a fashion designer, maybe she's, a cartoonist, something, and, that's a way that they could kind of answer what she does when she gets older. And yeah, I just think that that idea is like really solid in continuing Mike and Sully's story with Boo. And I might be wrong. Everyone has their own opinion. I might be wrong, but that's the sequel I want for Monsters Inc. 2. I just love that idea so much, that concept that, they're in our world. And, you know, because Boo in the first one, she was in the monster world, obviously. And, Mike and Sully had to hide her they had to try to avoid monsters seeing her. And in a way, they could flip that, and Mike and Sully has to hide in a way. Well, has to hide from humans. So, yeah, I think that would be a very interesting course to go through, course to go down. And like I said, they are genius. They're pretty smart people. They're genius. They gave us Toy Story, for crying out loud. Which at first I wasn't excited for Toy Story 4, but in a way I was, because everyone loves those toys. I mean, come on. But after hearing what Tim Allen said, I'm very excited for Toy Story 4 next summer. Apparently, Pixar's gonna make me cry again. Damn you! No, I love you. I love you, Pixar. Uh, but you know, they're like I said, they're genius people. They could think of an idea, or they could go with that one with Mike and Sully in the human world. Which like I said, I'm 100% behind this story. I want to see it because I just think it'd be so good. It'd be kind of like an action type, something like an action type thing, and it'd be kind of like on the edge of your seat type of thing, where you'd be like, oh my god, are they gonna get seen? Are they gonna get seen? And another thing too about them getting seen was that a funny thing that possibly if people do see them, maybe people think they're in costume, and yeah, that that could be a way they could go through the world, and that people think they're in costume. So uh yeah, that's why I think a sequel could work. Uh, that's why I want a sequel. Cause I love that story, and you know, us wanting a sequel that says how much we truly love Mike Sully and Boo. To be able to be like, we want to go see them again. We want to visit them again, and we just love them. So yeah. So that's why. Well, I guess I didn't say why it'd work, but you know, I guess why it would work is that it'd be an a sequel that wouldn't really rehash the first, but like find them in a new situation that could be very dangerous for them, and that could be very interesting. And at the end of the first one, with them making kids laugh, you in a way you think, how does this affect, besides the electricity thing, how does this affect their lives going forward? Does Mike and Celia get married? Do they have little one-eyed hair Medusa hair wearing babies? That's things that are like what happens with them. But that's not a sequel. I don't want the whole movie to be about Mike and that being parents and that. But I really love that story, and I think it could be great. So yeah, see you.